Into the break, here's an exclusive conversation. Global technology leader Cisco is expanding its footprint in India, and as it does that, it will start manufacturing in the country and targets over $1 billion in combined exports and domestic production. With this latest investment, Cisco will cater to the growing demand from customers in India. CNBC-TV18's Shereen Bhan caught up with the Cisco chairman and CEO Chuck Robbins. Here is a slice from that conversation.
We actually have made the decision to build a full manufacturing node for Cisco, global node, that we will use both for building products for India, but we'll also be exporting out of India to the region, to Europe, et cetera. So we've been here to announce that this week. We're very excited about it. I think the time's right. Our team's excited. It's certainly, I think the supply chain ecosystem is creating a broad-based presence in India, and I think it's just a great thing for us to do.
You know, let's talk about this manufacturing aspiration, because in many ways this is the next phase of Cisco's journey here in India, a journey that began in 1995. I was there in Bangalore when you launched your R&D center here in India. How significantly are you going to be investing in setting up this manufacturing capability? I understand that this is going to be coming up in Chennai. Give me an execution roadmap, if you will.
Well, first of all, I think as I leave India this week, the one thing I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt is that for the next decade, this is the biggest growth opportunity that we have as a company. And so if you take that statement, then you would translate that to this would be one of the biggest investment areas that we'll have over the next decade. And I think this is just the very beginning. We're going to start with manufacturing a couple of our high volume products. We're going to start with one of our high volume switches that goes in the middle of data centers, as well as one of our core routing platforms that is a big product that a lot of the carriers use to build out backbones for 5G. And then once we get that up and running and get the kinks worked out, then we'll expand the product portfolio from there. But it's not limited to manufacturing. You know, between direct and indirect employees today, R&D, operations, et cetera, we're in the mid-30,000s here. We're investing in skills and capacity. We've trained over 1 million Indians with Network Academy. We've got a commitment for 500,000 cybersecurity specialists in the next 24 months. We talked this week with government officials about investing in R&D in emerging technology areas like 6G, and so there's a lot of different areas that we're considering, and I think it's just going to be a natural place for us to invest over the next few years.
You know, let's pick up on that statement that you made about India being one of the sort of best performing markets for Cisco over the next decade, and that is going to fuel your aspirations and your investments here as well. The 5G opportunity, and we've now seen, you know, virtually pan-India rollout as far as the 5G coverage is concerned. What do you make of the way that that's panned out in India? What are the use cases that you're now considering, and what could it potentially mean for Cisco going forward?
Well, I think the speed at which 5G was deployed here was pretty incredible. And I think it is part of the overall digital strategy for the government, which is that digitization has to be at the heart of growing this economy to $30 trillion over the next, decade. And I think that we all know that getting people connected is the first step of creating an inclusive environment for them. We can then educate them. We can then provide some levels of health care. We can then hire them and actually have them work. And so I think just the basic connectivity and bringing them into the economy and providing services to them is the most important use case we can possibly have right now. And it's been really impressive. And from Cisco's perspective, we've obviously worked with the provider of those 5G services to help them build out their networks, the infrastructure, the backbones that have to be built to accommodate this traffic, and over time, real-time video applications, et cetera, will put a lot of load on the networks, and we're working closely with the customers here to actually make that happen.
So what is going to be India's contribution to Cisco's global revenues in the next 5 years, given the aspiration that you have? I know it's among your top 5 performing markets globally, but what is it going to mean in terms of contribution?
I don't see any reason why it couldn't get to 10% of our revenue over the next several years.
The domestic opportunity as well as the export opportunity that you're hoping to cater via this manufacturing facility. So $1 billion in domestic and exports by when?
Well, that's just the first year. We would expect that, and then as we add more products to it over time, then that will increase, obviously.
So when do you actually start manufacturing?
We expect to have the first products rolling off in about 12 months.